Right, so here we are, the start of this journey. Now, this is going to be my first outdoor run in exactly 3 months. I'm sure it was the 2nd of November, the last time I was out a run, and then since then all I've been doing is rehabbing this injury that I spoke about in the prior video. So, out taking the dog a walk just now. I'm going to run through my training block, so I'm jumping from, I've been doing some running on treadmills, which has been 2 sessions a week for now. One quite intense and one just okay lately, aerobic type thing. And all the rest has been weight training now. My goal ahead is going to be trying to get a PB in the Kilomathon at the end of March, which gives me a 7-week training block plus a tapering week. So my training week right now is going to be a 6 mile easier run today, a wee bit more intense tomorrow, but I go on treadmills for that because I can't be bothered going down to the track. It's never open the time I want to go down. I've also got a weight training session tomorrow, rest on Wednesday. I think it's a more intense run again on a Thursday, and again that'll be treadmill based. Friday an easier run again, and a weight training session. Saturday nothing, and then Sundays are going to be again a normal long run. So next time I turn on this, I'm going to be out my run. I don't know how it's going to go. I could probably say all this, and if this injury really re-aggravates to the point where I can't really do it, then it is what it is. But I'm expecting to have a lot of discomfort until we get used to it. There's going to be a thing when you come back from injuries and stuff that when you first expose yourself to what you're normally doing, like running outside, because that was a big problem, that I'm going to get a wee bit of aggravation. But I've got certain markers that I need to follow. If it's not sharp pain and it's just like say start up pain and then it eases off, I'm expecting it to be sore a wee bit after, and then it'll ease off again due to the nature of this injury. So yeah, let's kind of see how this goes. I'm buzzing to get running outside again. I can't wait. I always use the dog walk as a warm up. I'm going and do a wee bit of activation stuff, and then we'll head out next time you see me. I'll hopefully be running about 10 minutes into a run. Catch up shortly. Right, so we're about 12 and a half minutes into this run. It's going well. As I predicted, the start up was a wee bit stiff, a wee bit sore, but now I'm into it. Absolutely fine. Now I'm expecting to be absolutely fine for the full run, and then afterwards stiffen up, get a wee bit sore. It's got to be part of the recovery. So I'll finish this run, and then after the 6 miles I've got 6 sets of strides. I usually love them, so we'll see how that goes. And good news so far. Right, so run's done, 6 miles in the bag. Now I've opted not to do the strides, just try to be sensible. I've got, I think it's intervals or some sort of threshold tomorrow. I need to check the plan, but I just think that doing this 6 miles, my legs already feel a bit tired because I've done almost 6 miles yesterday on the treadmill, and I think adding these strides in, even though they're just meant to be light and bouncy, I'm trying to trust my instinct here and not do it. So it's not being a pussy. Sometimes you kind of need to listen to some signals where I am a wee bit tight, and that was completely expected. But in general sense, it went really well. Like right now, I feel fine. I feel like a normal person who's just finished our first outdoor run in a long time. That kind of fatigue, a bit oofed. That was a bit tough. No, but listen, tomorrow we've got the treadmill, we've got weights. So just delighted and very grateful I was able to do this. So roll on tomorrow. Right, so Tuesday, and I've just dropped my wee boy off at the nursery. So it's always a case of getting up on a Tuesday, taking him to nursery, coming straight down here, because this is the only really time I can typically get this in. So the date's intervals, and I prefer to come down and do intervals and thresholds and all that kind of stuff on a treadmill, purely for the reason I can set the pace, and I'm very stubborn, so when I set the pace, I won't come down from that pace. Sometimes when you're training on a track and stuff like that, or even a flat loop, the pace can kind of vary and ends up coming with a heart rate thing, and I don't really like that. I just kind of like running at a pace. It's just to each their own. They could be interchangeable, just the way I am. I actually watched some of Jacob Ingebrigtsen's stuff on YouTube, and just watching like him using the treadmill quite a lot, and there's actually quite a lot of the guys, and I'm not really going to go down names and stuff like that, they do this, because there was parts of me in the past where I would feel really guilty about doing it. So it's 7 miles in total today. I think it's a 2.5 mile kind of at a steady pace, then it's 800 metres on at a faster pace. I think it's near like 9.8, 10 miles per hour, and then a 400 metre recovery. So bringing that down, repeating that 5 times, and then finishing off the rest of the mileage. So I'm going to be a sweaty beast of a mess. I don't really record cardio when I'm just running on a treadmill, but I'll maybe show you a wee overlap here or something of what I'm doing. But it's probably going to be tough, but on a treadmill, because of these interval based type sessions, I feel like they absolutely fly in. And that's why I love them. When you're coming down to just run a basic 7 miles on a treadmill, it's way worse. But with this, because when you're watching your rest and you're like, geez, oh, I need to go again, it flies in. It's really, really tough, but it flies in. But no, let's just go and smash this out, because I do have another session later on the day. I'll be coming to do this, I'm home, more work to do, and then back down here, do some weights, and then I'm through to Glasgow, because I've got more work to do, so it's a really busy day on a Tuesday. Aye, but just let's go and get it done. Right, so session done, and here are some stats. So it was 7 miles. I actually would have got that done a lot quicker if I never done the 1 miles more of a cool down at the end, because it was meant to be going to be a steady rate and then a cool down, but just time being wise, I made it a wee bit more of a cool down the last mile, because the hard work is meant to be the intervals. And to be honest with you, it's kind of shown that the stuff I was doing while injured was really working out in terms of maintaining fitness, building fitness and stuff. It was like assault bikes and the likes. So it's actually quite amazing the fact that I'm just into this and I was able to run at that kind of pace and sustain that kind of heart rate. I was actually really delighted with it. And to be honest with you, like right now, with my pelvis, my perio and stuff like that, I feel absolutely fine. It's like it's actually loosened it off even more, which is the best case scenario, because right now I would apparently more be stiff and all that. That'll probably come later when I've sat down and stuff. But no, I feel really, really good. So right now I'm literally just going to jump out. I've got some work stuff to do. Right now I'm just going to have this, just some oats, blueberries, some honey and some milk. And again, this is just a quick, put it all together, put it in the microwave, probably overcook it a wee bit, and then just sit and eat it for the next 5 minutes and then run straight at the door. After that, come back, need to get the wee man for nursery, and then go down to the gym and then into Glasgow to do some boxing coaching. But I feel really good, feeling really positive about this, and I'll see you again shortly. So Tuesday's evening workout is just simple and a very intense upper body session. So you can see down the bottom corners and stuff like that what I'm actually doing with these sets and stuff, but it is literally Dorian Yates kind of style stuff, like where it is just go in and just max out with a couple of sets. Now, because the goal is running, I'm not exactly trying to do anything here apart from maintain, sustain and maybe gain a little bit of strength, but it's more of just kind of maintaining what I've got and keeping stronger. A wee bit of aesthetics are in mind there as well. As I will be losing a lot more body fat over the course of these months, I'm going to see a lot more. But I just don't want to neglect weight training. I know a lot of runners do, but I'm just not going to do that. I'll have one lower body session which isn't going to be as intense on a Friday when I do a double session. But getting into this was quite different from doing the runs in the morning and then doing this in the evening. It was a bit more challenging mentally to drive back down and get this done before I head into Glasgow. To be honest with you, I did really enjoy it, and that was another day done. Right, so you won't even be able to see me, I don't think, because even the head torching how dark it is. But on a Wednesday, like I said, I'm not going to train. It's not part of the training, but I do have to get up. I'm not going to say early because it's kind of normal, but being out the door to do a 5 mile walk, roughly 5 mile walk, is something that I must do for the dog. And right now I'm down in a kind of woodland area, because it makes sure that he gets off the lead and he can run about and get himself knackered, because that's why I take him this big walk on a Wednesday. He gets one bigger one, or 2 bigger ones each week. Normally his average walking route's about 2.5 miles, 2 to 2.5 miles, but he's a golden retriever, so he needs a lot of mileage per week, otherwise my life's not worth living. But yeah, so active recovery. I was expecting to feel really sore today in terms of my adductor and stuff like that. I actually feel brilliant. I feel like this exposure has actually loosened everything off, which is crazy to say because I thought the polar opposite was going to happen. It's not to say that it can still flare up during the week, I don't know. But I just thought I'd put in what I'm actually doing on Wednesday. It's my day with Jacob, so he's not 2 until May, so I don't like saying he's my 2-year-old, but he's my almost 2-year-old. And I spend the full day with him. This is like my only real day off I have a week, so I basically do work 7 days a week. I know when people watch snippets of you training double days and stuff like that, they think to themselves, who's got the time to do that? I get that quite a lot. But listen, I just genuinely make the time. Anytime I've got a spare couple hours, or I get up really early in the morning to get everything in before I need to do anything with the kids, take them to nursery or whatever, it's just the way life is. But I just keep you in the loop of what's going on. Treadmill workout tomorrow, so we will catch up then. Thursday was a threshold session, so it kind of started with I think it was a 1.5 mile warm up, and then it was 4 miles threshold pace, probably a wee bit above threshold, and then it was 2 miles of kind of cooling down. And here you'll see me as a bit of a sweaty mess, but I did actually really enjoy this workout again. It's good to be running at the paces that I'm running it. And here went for lunch with the wife afterwards, or back to call it brunch. Everything tracked, everything put in. She had a wee training session as well. This is an amazing place, absolutely love it. But that was another day done. So Friday morning, never had a great sleep last night. I think Jacob's kind of not well. He's not well, he's just got this really irritating cough. And it's just, he's not stopped coughing, so he just keeps you up all night. So not great leading into a double session today. So the idea is just I've had something to eat, just have something quite light. There's not a big demand for too much energy during like a weight training session, contrary to what everybody always thinks. But when I come back for that session, I'll probably refuel a wee bit harder, just in order to make sure that I've got enough energy to go out and do this run a wee bit later on. As I am running in a deficit right now because I'm shifting a bit of body fat, planning your meal timing is a wee bit more important. It's something that people really miss. So right now, again, I'm going to have some pre-workout. It's actually a non-stim. There's a wee bit of health scare that I had earlier on, and it's kind of made me come away from not so much just the caffeine. It wasn't really that will increase my stress levels a lot more, but also things like niacin and stuff like that in terms of my liver. Not going into details, but it's just one of those things I'm really trying to take into consideration. So I'll take this down, just basically a nitrous oxide, so just helping me basically the pump, but just circulation really, feel a wee bit better. And as I said, go down and do this, I hate saying a leg day, but we'll say a lower body day. We'll go down and do that, and then come back, refuel a wee bit, then I'll take the dog a walk for my warm up, come back, and then it's only 4 miles a day anyway, and it's meant to be a really easy pace. This is more like a circulation run, if you want to put it that way, just an active recovery. So next time you join me, I will be in the gym and take you through what it is exactly I'm going to do that day, and I'll see you there. So like I said, down to the gym, a lower body day. So starting off with squats. Now before this I've done like about 4 or 5 warm-up sets, and then it's just into 3 sets, and it's actually 3 reps, just trying to keep, as I said, it's more of a maintenance thing. And a lot of people, like I said, when they do loads of running, and because that is my goal, first time in my life, running really been a goal, I don't know how many times I'm going to repeat that, a lot of them just forget about their weight training or keeping the strength up or whatever, and I'm obviously polar opposite to that, so it's just going to be a case of making time. But the thing about watching my sessions is you'll kind of see, it's very boring, it's very basic. You don't need to be doing high rocks shite or anything like that. I mean, that's got its place for different things, but in terms of like this, it's just kind of working major muscle groups. I want to keep quite strong as well, hence why barbell squats are there, but just keeping everything in a balance. Some quads, hamstrings, unilateral movements, calves here, like people always seem to forget when they get the calf strains, and then something a wee bit different for core that people don't do, but it is a carry. Obviously it's going to work a lot with your grip, shoulders, everything, but dumbbell carries are absolutely phenomenal. But it's after this, go home, have something to eat, and then out my run. Right, so I'm on mile 4 of a 4 mile loop, and again, you can tell my breathing, it's very easy. I'm not doing this based on what my watch says, heart rate or anything, purely based on feel. That's all I'm going by, so it might probably be a wee bit too hard, I can feel it a wee bit, but again, I just did a lower body session, so as I said, just getting those miles in right now, getting my legs accustomed to that wee bit more volume in terms of running. My cardiovascular system is used to doing that wee bit more, but running specific, obviously not. So I'm just acquiring miles with these runs. So, wow, I don't know if you hear that. So I just finished off this run, Obviously I'll put some stats up here, and I like feeling really good considering, you know, like really good, really motivated. And I just enjoying the run, get the miles in, go and have some food. Rest day tomorrow, rest day being I'll be in Glasgow doing PTs, Spartan classes, boxing classes, so not much of rest, it's very active. And on a Sunday a slightly longer run but easier miles continued, so I feel good and that'll be another day done. Right guys, so just over 5.5 miles into a 9-mile run. Feeling really good. Legs are obviously pretty heavy for this week of training, especially doing the lower body session and the run on Friday, and now being Sunday morning. Definitely feeling it a wee bit, but cardio wise feel fine. Like, obviously breathing a bit heavier now because I'm talking, so I just need to slow down. But I generally feeling really good. It's been a really good week. No injuries right now. Feeling excellent. Coming up to the hardest bit of this run in the next half a mile, and then it's plain sailing for there. So again, if you've liked this content and you want to follow us along, please subscribe. It does help with motivation. To see that number climb up by even 1, it's really motivating. And if you want to buy me a coffee or frank some sausages, there's a link down below. So like I said, week 1 of training done. 7 weeks. 7 weeks to the Kilomathon race. As of this morning, gives me 6 weeks of solid training. I feel like I'm already way ahead of schedule, which I would never have said in week 1. So feeling really good about that. So thanks for watching, and that's the week done.